Hello, love. Welcome to Transmission Tuesdays here on the Libra Key. These are transmissions of a galactic or cosmic nature. I'm even hearing right now planetary. We're just going to add that. It is definitely in lieu of the message that wants to come through for this Transmission Tuesdays, messages of a cosmic or galactic nature, all for the highest and greatest good of Momma Gaia, of the ascension and the expansion of consciousness of Momma Gaia. Thank you, family, for being here. Sending you so much love wherever you are. We have the energy of the dragon realm connected to Mars. Martian energies coming through for this Transmission Tuesdays message. And it's really interesting because I'm being shown what looks like a Mars landscape. So I'm seeing red earth. I'm also seeing a landscape that looks very much like the color of the Grand Canyon, the rock deposits, the mineral deposits of the Grand Canyon, but much more like a plain. And periodically there are what look like sort of these interesting mound shapes. Some of them even look like funnels that widen as they go up. I'll try and draw a little diagram here in terms of, seeing almost like these rocks that get bigger as they go up. And also not really being able to make out here whether this looks like a sunset or a sunrise, but the color of the atmosphere is very sort of like a very kind of hot white yellow color, okay? And I'm being shown essentially what looks like a green dragon. This green dragon is connected to this Martian landscape and this Martian realm. Coming in on behalf of, and the dragon realm in general, the energy of the dragon, the archetype of the dragon, even if it's difficult maybe for some of you to, they want us to look at this in the most universal, collectively consciousness way possible. Bringing in the energies of Mars, bringing in the energies of the dragon and the dragon realm. What's very interesting is that this dragon wants to speak to the energy of polarity in stepping into our own power and sovereignty, because I'm being shown what feels almost like a more feminine energy in this dragon, but we are in a Martian realm, which also feels more masculine. And they're pointing me now to astrology and the energy of Mars in astrology. The energy of Mars being very masculine, very action-oriented. I'm being shown the god Mars in his depictions, the ancient Greek god Ares. Different names, same version of this energy of fiery, cutting through the crap energy is how I'm being shown, getting to the point. I'm being shown a sword specifically and armor, okay? So there is a message here with regard to the dragon realm has come through before on behalf of the Empath Collective to speak to self-empowerment, essentially, okay? And tapping into dragon energy in order to really tap into, they keep on directing me to the solar plexus. This is why I keep on seeing these colors too in this particular realm, because essentially the question that this dragon realm wants to bring through is around how are you taking action, again, directly in alignment with your soul, with what you believe in. There's so much emphasis lately, and I mean, when I say lately, I think it's just going to be continual, like moving forward, with regard to how are we aligning our actions to our beliefs in the physical. This is why this Martian energy is really coming through for that. Okay, they want me to bring through the crystals that I'm working with. I'm working with Pyrite here, this beautiful Pyrite sphere. If this is available to you, this is a beautiful crystal to work with physically. They're reminding me of the first time that I worked with Pyrite. Very electric energy, electrifying energy. It pulsates, right? I just remember holding it and like my whole arm just going like, what is happening? And of course, when it comes to you, and if you are finding this message and this crystal for the first time, if you're revisiting this crystal, this is coming to you for a reason, okay? Something here to do with working on the energy of the solar plexus, specifically confidence in taking action, belief in yourself at a very, very simple, level, I guess, for lack of a better way of putting it. And I'm also working with the energy of Labradorite here. So Labradorite, and this particular Labradorite, the flash that's really coming through here is that orangey flash. I don't know if you can see it right there. This Labradorite is a really interesting energy because what they're directing me to here is how it's connected to dragon energy and also connected to your magic, your own personal magic. Labradorite is also a very protective stone, the same way that Pyrite is. So there's something here that they also want to speak to with regard to raising our frequency as we understand it, being connected to our divinity, knowing who we are through the connection we have to our divinity, and that being a source of protection. Okay, when I put it in quotation marks like this, because I do that because it's a completely different way of understanding protection with regard to the sort of standard way that we have understood protection up until this time, okay, consciously. This is a kind of protection, what this green dragon is showing me, that comes from the inside out. This is a protection that is about you knowing who you are and standing in that truth and speaking from that truth and taking action from that truth. When you are fully present in that, you are almost, it's like you're untouchable. That's sort of how they're showing it to me, okay? And they're giving me the word wild now. They're giving me the word wild in terms of a wildness that cannot be contained, but this isn't, again, a wildness in, with any kind of derogatory meaning attached to it. It is raw, it is wild, it is pure life force power energy. And they're giving me a visual now of almost like an eruption of light or an explosion of light that is just this pure, raw, and we've all kind of seen depictions of this. They're showing me, okay, do any of you watch The Wheel of Time? Okay, if you've watched that show, all right, one of the depictions in that show, and oh my God, is it Nineveh? I can't remember her name. Her name starts with an N, but she is a pure, she has a very, very powerful connection. I can't remember how they referred to it, whether it was like as a weaver or a channeler. I can't remember because it's been a while since I watched the show. But for any of you who have watched this show, okay, there is a moment in it. It's interesting how it's all connected to love, eh? This is what they're showing me. So there's a moment where she goes to try to revive the man that she loves, essentially, although it hasn't been made explicit by that point. And her energy is so powerful, it just explodes out of her, right? And leaves, you know, almost like the reverberation of the energy that explodes out of her is like, it's like unlike anything that anyone has ever experienced basically in that moment and in that show, like the way that they're presenting it in the story. The visual is though what I'm being given of this energy just going and going all out in every direction, pure, raw. It is untamed is what they're showing me. This is the connection to the wild part. And it's interesting because in that storyline, wow, my God, this is totally a thing that's coming through now. Yeah, they're like, yeah. In that storyline, she's being urged by, you know, the different women. And again, I can't remember their names. It starts with an A. You know, these mystic wisdoms, so to speak, these women being urged to sort of channel that energy and be able to control it. But what I remember sensing from the story and where it was going was that it was so unique to her, right? That she had to learn herself how to channel this energy because the ways that she was being taught were actually not working for her. So they're bringing through that message loud and clear. I absolutely love that when stories intertwine in that way, because there's something in the collective consciousness of that is what they're trying to show me, is what they're showing me. They're not trying, they're just doing it. I'm trying to figure it out and explain it to you, okay? So that is what I'm being given in terms of knowing yourself so well, no matter what is being told to you. If it is not sitting with you and you're coming from that place of total connection to yourself, to source, to all the guidance, the internal guidance within you, you have to trust that, okay? I'm going to be popping some cards from the Starseed Oracle. This is going to be, it feels like a very short, very sweet message. The Dragon Realm, anytime I connect with dragon energy, this is what it's all about, right? It's about bringing through something really practical. Remember how you know, dragons are very much connected to the elements. And this particular dragon is giving me a lot of much more practical, action-oriented, more connected to earth element energy. Yeah, that's what they're giving me, okay? So they want to bring through simply messages here that are available to you if you choose of your own free will to receive them with regard to the consciousness of embodying your sovereignty. That's exactly what they're saying to me. Embodying your sovereignty through the actions that you take day to day. This is a huge part of the ascension process, and that is why they want to bring this little tidbit, is how they're showing it to me through. Weight of the world, boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. So the Mars energy coming through here with his sword to talk about boundaries. And this is interesting because they're showing me the polarity between Venus and Mars. They're showing me the polarity between the divine feminine and the divine masculine. We're looking at it through a lens of gender here, between the masculine and the feminine, where it is important that we, within our own masculine selves, create very healthy boundaries. Lines in the sand is how they're showing it to me with regard to our energy, our time. I'm also being shown how we fill our cups, metaphorically, of course, but also literally. What are we drinking? What are we putting into our bodies? What are we taking in energetically? And where we need to draw lines around those things, especially with people, okay? And this is interesting because they're bringing in an example for me that came up recently with regard to those who are struggling. This is going to be a very specific message for some of us, okay? Those who are struggling with regard to wanting to help people, okay? And I'm putting that in quotation marks, help people, wanting to be of support for people. What does that mean? That's the reason why I'm putting it in quotation marks. Because we also need to understand that some people are not ready to be helped. And who are we going around trying to help everybody? I'm hearing savior complex is what I'm hearing with that. This is a really big topic that is very, it's very complex because it is connected to consciousness and the kinds of consciousnesses that are inverted here in the 3D realm, especially with regard to, we're going right back to religious indoctrination and programming, what makes you a good person, and the egoic nature of feeling like you need to help to feel like you're a good person. And there is a lot there, and I know I just dropped a bomb, but basically, we have to start being aware of this in our consciousness, where we begin to feel bad or we feel guilty for not being able to help everybody. We are at a point in terms of the evolution here of consciousness on Momma Gaia, in terms of the frequency upkicks, the light codes, the solar flares, all of it, the frequencies that are weaving, is how they're showing it to me, their way into the consciousness of the divine matrix here on Momma Gaia. And through that, we are going through shifts in consciousness. And this is one of the main ones when it comes to redressing this balance of feeling like this is so specific to the empath paradigm and the empath journey here on Momma Gaia. And the religious indoctrination that's attached to being of service. Okay, so I'm going to end it there though. Because it's going to get. This is a whole other thing. We touch upon it in many different videos. This is a message that always kind of comes through with regard to really understanding from what place you are coming from in terms of being of service, helping, supporting the collective, supporting others, and not overstepping boundaries when it comes to free will. You can do that of your own free will, of course, but understand that there is another being on the other end of that, or another energy on the end of that, that also is of free will. And whether it's up to them as well, at the end of the day, if they're going to receive that and take that in, and how much energy are you actually expending for that to happen, okay? They're going back to the cup energy. Again, this is about making sure that your cup is full first too, okay? I'm gonna end it there though. That goes in a whole other direction. Portal, doors are open, you decide. Rewards and wild card. They're really emphasizing wild card. They're also popping out of the card here for me. This rainbow energy coming through the portal. That's like prismatic. I'm seeing a face in that. I'm seeing the energy of the stag coming through in that. And also the divine feminine. Again, we're dealing with polarity here. The stag being a symbol. Okay, they're showing me the white stag specifically, that being a symbol of masculine energy, but the white stag specifically is our pure connection to the divine, and also embarking on a new spiritual journey through this portal. This wild card energy is really popping out for some reason. I'm getting the energy of the Fool coming through with that as well from the tarot, a new beginning. I'm hearing a chance, a new chance. For quite a few of us, what they're giving me with that, for quite a few of us, this stepping into embodying our true natures, our true selves, our divine selves. is going to be like stepping through a portal. It's going to be a new chance of your own making. A new chance, whoa, of your own creation. Trust the timing coming out with that. They just want me to keep, they're saying trust your path. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. Some of us feeling that. Time is not running out. Child of the cosmos, the intelligence of the universe lies within you. Yes, it's right in you. Seeing yourself as a child of the cosmos walking through this portal. Your life is a canvas, artist, manifestation, creative accountability. Manifestation of your own making. This is your true essence. This is your true energy. This is each and every one of our true energies. I'm especially getting a lot for starseeds and lightworkers coming through with regard to that, needing to hear that for some reason, needing to hear that the intelligence of the universe lies within you. Trust the timing of it and trust in yourself. Trust in your path. I keep on getting that with these sort of boulder rocks. They kind of remind me of these. They sort of do. They sort of do, but this is like a whole other energy here, much more divine, feminine in its energy. I feel a lot of water coming through this card as well. Trust the timing, go with the flow is what they're saying. Ebb and flow, go with the flow. Time is not running out. A lot of divine feminine energy coming through with that. Yeah, here we go. Venus energy at the bottom of the deck. Surrender to the sweetness, pleasure, joy. Make love to life. Make love to life. What I'm getting with this, oh, this is so beautiful. There's like a couple. Look at this, right? Polarity again. And getting another reaffirmation is what I'm hearing of rebalancing again, redressing a balance. Okay, the energy of Venus coming through here, connected to Libra, of course. I'm also getting the Venusian energies though. Oh my goodness, didn't Mars just go into Taurus? I just need to check this. Yeah. So Mars went into Taurus on Sunday. Today is Tuesday the 11th. So it would have been June the 9th. Okay. This is where they're going with this. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to the Dragon Realm. Thank you to the Venusians. And thank you to Spirit for bringing through these messages. Thank you to the Martian realm as well. And the energy of Mars and Venus here. Bringing through this message of being in the body again. Venus, Taurus, being in the body, and Mars being in Taurus, making that a non-negotiable is what I'm hearing, because this Mars energy is coming in very much like you need to make this a priority. That's all I'm hearing, right? Whether you do that is entirely up to you, right? But it's about this surrendering. This is so hilarious. I'm getting a massive contrast between taking the action and scheduling it in and just surrendering to the sweetness. There's a dance happening here is how they're showing it to me. This is like a whole other message that wants to come through. There's a dance coming through. Okay. There's a dance coming through with regard to the masculine and feminine within each and every one of us, the energies. And where we're tapping into that right now. So some of us are finding it's important that we're doing, it's again, they're coming back to the ocean again. I'm seeing the energy of the water in that trust the timing card. Trust the timing of this. Understand that. Okay, so one of the things that they're showing me is that some of us are in a little bit of tunnel vision with regard to being fully in our masculine or fully in our feminine, thinking that we need to work on those singularly when we don't. It's an ebb and a flow, which interestingly enough is very feminine in its energy. And it's coming back to this rise of the divine feminine. It's coming back to this beautiful dragon energy coming through that feels very feminine, even though she is sitting on a Martian plane. We're just being reminded of the feminine again and again, and understanding that both is within each and every one of us in terms of energetically, whether we are male or female, whatever our biology is, okay? So there is an energy here of that. And also honoring what the feminine represents at a very true fundamental level, and what the masculine represents at a very true fundamental level, okay? Honoring the truth of those things, not the inversions of them, the truth of them, okay? I'm gonna end it there. They want me to hold up surrender to the sweetness as I end this. Make love to life. They're also showing me, remember, especially for those who resonate as being starseeds and light workers here on a mission, or any awakened soul here on a mission, remember the reason that you came here, and that there is a beautiful sweetness that is available to each and every one of us if we are open to that and open to receiving that, okay? Thank you to this beautiful dragon energy, this beautiful Martian energy, the Venusian energy coming through for this. Thank you, Spirit, for these beautiful, timely yet timeless messages. And I thank you for being here, sharing your time, your energy with me in this space. I'm sending you so much love wherever you are, in love and liberation always.